Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to another great video today with the majestic host, the Savior. And today we're gonna take a little bit of a trip down nostalgia lane. We're gonna be talking about Skyrim in 2024. So I'm not gonna make this a massive video essay because we all know Skyrim at this point. If you haven't played Skyrim and you're a gamer, then you have literally lost your mind, okay? Because this is the game that is still alive today. For some reason, people still play this game. And today I'm going to give you an updated Skyrim 2024 review, not looking at the base game. That's been done to death, okay? Absolutely, completely, you can't get any more analytical with it at this point. But what I want to talk about is why people are still playing Skyrim in 2024.
Please forgive my mood. I'm still coming.
Why are people still playing Skyrim in 2024? That's what I want to find out. And it's mods, okay? Quite clearly, it's mods. And I want to talk about if you should play Skyrim in 2024, if it's worth your time, and what would actually make it worth your time now. You know, going back to an old game, sometimes it's better just to leave it in your imagination. But because people love the world of Skyrim so much, it's not so much the gameplay, the combat is so good that they just can't get enough of it, like Dark Souls or something, or the rich storyline, because it was never about that, at least for me, and I think I can speak for most people. It was about the world, it was about the ambience and the tone and the atmosphere of Skyrim. That's why this game was so successful, and that's why Todd Howard has sold it 1 billion times.
Fucking damn it!
So I do hope you enjoy this Skyrim 2024 review and looking at why you should play Skyrim in 2024, because surprisingly it is still worth your time. And I'm going to talk about why that is. Now, if you are new, which is likely, do subscribe to the channel. It will only take you 2 seconds. 2 seconds of your time, that's right, to hit the subscribe button. But it would mean so much to me, you have no idea. I just put everything that I am into my content. We do 5 videos a week now that I've gone full time, which is very risky for a channel my size. So please do consider supporting me by dropping a donation, joining the Patreon, or checking out my music. A new song, Apathy, is coming out very soon. But yes, it's very crazy that I'm doing this, but that's why your support means absolutely everything. So consider dropping a thank you. So the reason people are still playing this is thanks to mods, okay? And I've discussed mods before in my other video. Usually I focus more on Fallout modding because I'm just not that into Skyrim anymore because I've played it enough. But luckily we are living in the future. So now you can actually play Skyrim with, if you've got a beefy PC, okay, you can just mod it quite easily by doing a simple one-click install that has these mod packages. And you can download the next-gen experience of Skyrim very easily. But if you're a console player, then Skyrim has been updated for Xbox Series X, Xbox X or PS5, and you can just mod it simply by using the inbuilt modifications for Skyrim now, and it's very easy to do, so you can tweak and customize this game to be whatever you want it to be. If you want Skyrim now to play like Dark Souls, you can actually do that. You can change the whole UI, you can completely strip it down and change the gameplay as much as you want. And there are some very immersive ways to play Skyrim now. So now let's talk about why it's worth playing Skyrim in 2024. So I see it as 3 different options you can do, okay? Play base vanilla game, which I wouldn't recommend anymore because the combat is outdated. It was never that good to begin with. The archery and the magic is good, but bashing people over and over again with a club or a sword just doesn't feel good. It feels like you're giving the enemy a little bit of a love slap, okay? So I recommend playing Skyrim modded, like I said, by using these install packages or just going through the mod menu yourself on console. And there's another way that Skyrim can be relived again, and that's with VR, okay? And you can of course mod VR as well. But Skyrim has the potential more than any other game because of the community, how much people love this game. And I just think that's something special that we have to take time to appreciate, that still so many people are passionate about this game and they feel love towards it, because it's being in this world, it's the environment, and like I said, the ambience and the feelings that you get playing this game is why this still is popular today. You know, it's still one of the most played games ever, which is insane. And when you look at that compared to Starfield, it's just night and day difference, because they crafted a world here that feels welcoming, that feels like you can, make your own destiny.
Do you hate the Dark Elves? Are you here to bully us and tell us to leave?
We do understand each other. You're,
Dunmer.
Oh, a real charmer, that one.
I think you know what my problem is.
Then we have nothing more to talk about.
There's also a simple base reason as to why we love Skyrim. I think when I speak of most people, that's because it draws heavy inspiration from the philosophy of Shinto, which is a philosophy, an old philosophy in Japan before Buddhism really took over. And it's basically, a philosophy that is grounded within nature. It's very different from something like Stoicism, because it doesn't really have many principles about virtue or anything like that. It's just a way that you interact and live within the world, understanding that what nature gives you is enough, and basically to be indifferent but, a sense of gratitude for nature. Worshipping nature as gods or different spirits like Kami, for example. Skyrim obviously has its own metaphysics and, religions and beliefs in the game, but I think that's why this game feels so realized, why the world feels so lived in and organic and almost transcendent. It's because they have their own metaphysical ways of living in this world. You never question the magic or anything like that in the game, because it's got such a realistic lived-in world that its own physics and metaphysics exist. That's why so many people can just be completely enthralled and immersed into Skyrim. And I think that's a very rare thing in games, when you build such a realistic world space that you just can't help but be immersed and you don't question anything that's going on in this world. Even though it's a fantasy RPG, you can still feel 100% immersed in this game. And I think the different factions and the story and the lore of Elder Scrolls just hold this all together, and that's another reason why so many people can still fall in love with this game. It also taps into something primal about the human being. We want to be out there in nature, striving and exploring, and that's what Skyrim does so good. It still doesn't get old to this day. The exploration, the dungeon crawling just feels so good, and that's why it just hasn't died, because we forget that, we are still kind of primitive creatures, and having a world in which you can just go out into nature and explore and discover something, it's a constant supply of dopamine, and that still doesn't cease because there's so much to do in Skyrim. Even if you've played it hundreds of times, there's something new to discover. Skyblivion will be a perfect example of this, because it's using the Skyrim engine and it's remaking Oblivion, not just, porting it over, which I'm sure that's what Bethesda will be doing. They're actually reimagining Oblivion in Skyrim. Because the community is so passionate, okay, you can do whatever you want with Skyrim, and as AI is evolving, so too is it evolving with games, and that's where gaming needs to innovate, actually, is with AI and language models like ChatGPT 4, because now with Skyrim, you can actually have conversations with the NPCs and they actually react organically to what's going on around you. Imagine when the next Elder Scrolls come out and they utilize this technology, which I'm sure Todd Howard won't do that, but just imagine if that was possible, actual dynamic radiant quests and conversations. But you can, to a degree, have that experience in VR. And then, of course, the other way to keep Skyrim alive now in 2024 is playing big mods like Skyblivion, which is coming out. And that's something I've wanted to talk about for a while. I know Bethesda planned to remake Oblivion, but having the community, having, passionate gamers, like I talked about in my Ubisoft video, that's what we need more of in this art form, because it's for gamers, it's for passion, it's the art form, it's for people who love this, that can actually make good games. That's kind of what's happening in the VR space to some degree, is, independent developers making up new genres, taking ideas from other genres and blending them together, instead of just a massive company trying to look at how they can make the most profit. So there's a reason why Skyrim is still popular in 2024 and why people are still playing Skyrim, because there's just so many different ways now you can engage with Skyrim compared to just base vanilla Skyrim, which I wouldn't recommend because, like I said, it does feel dated at this point. But if you've never played it, then yes, I would still recommend it. But it's just insane that this game has lasted this long, and I think it is worth celebrating, even though it's a shame what's happened with modern day gaming to some degree, and with Bethesda. There are still good games coming out, and then there are games like Skyrim that stand the test of time. This isn't about a game anymore, okay? It's quite clearly not because this game is, you know, super satisfying, because there are so many games that do RPGs better, so many games that do storyline, questing better, combat better, magic better, you name it. It's about the world. It's about the experience of living a different life in a digital world, transcending that kind of art and being a part of that world. That's why people love Skyrim. That's why people have so many fond memories of this game, and they still go back to it, because it's a place where you can feel that ease, that relaxation, whatever it is you get from Skyrim. It still exists today, but now there are so many ways to engage with it, and I just thought it would be worth covering all of the different ways to play Skyrim in 2024. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. It was a quick one, but I just thought it would be worth highlighting, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Have a great day. Peace out.